we'd all have a laugh about when Troy lost his head at half time, or when Ben. I gotta say one story, just come back to my head.
Oh no! I know what story he's going to tell as well. I know what story he's going to tell. Hello everybody, I'm Ben Foster. Welcome to another episode of the Fozcast. Today we have an actual guest in the studio with us. Before we get into who it is, and I know the top might be a little bit of a giveaway, Tomasi, you okay, mate?
I'm good.
Good. You really you got shoes on today, not showing your scabby toes, huh?
Yeah, getting a bit of grief for the old trotter toes last week.
Horrible, mate. I don't want to see that on my telly, all right? Ever again, okay?
I don't think the audience did either.
No, we don't.
So yeah, trainers are on, but looking forward to this one.
Okay, me too. I am absolutely buzzing for this one. Like I said, the top, it might be a little bit of a giveaway. It's a bit tight for me. However, the guy sitting opposite me right now, Troy Deeney.
What's that then?
Love it.
Welcome to the Fozcast, Troy D.
Thank you for having me.
Before we get into any of the chit chat, and we've got loads to talk about, absolutely loads, right? One of the first things we do on this channel, right, is we have like a little bit of an icebreaker, okay?
Okay.
And is a question. So you need to give us your answers to this question. And we haven't prompted you on this, so you don't know what we're about to ask.
I mean, this is the most anticipated one yet, because I think you're going to give us a couple of belting answers.
Okay. So the question we normally ask is, if you could pick 3 people, dead, alive, famous, non-famous, no matter what it is, to go out on a session with on the lash, to have a lovely time, who are you picking? Now, honestly, don't feel pressured into giving us 3, because most of the time people give us 1.
You've got to go for 3.
Okay, try and give us 3. But most of the time they only give us 1. So give us yours. Who?
Gaza.
Standard.
Everyone, yeah.
Everyone's got to go with Gaza. I'd go with you. You make me laugh.
Yes,
you can stay at a good pace.
Was they saying he's
solid
chucks
drinker.
The drink down his neck?
He's a solid drinker. No, he doesn't get carried away.
Yeah.
He knows what he likes to drink and he stays at it.
Boom.
I like people like that.
Exactly.
Oh, and then I would go Vinnie Jones.
Oh, it's good.
That's a good one.
Just in case it went a bit left field, he can handle all the trouble.
I think you'll be all right.
I think he's trying.
I'm a reformed character.
Either way, I'm still hiding behind you, Troy, right? So that is our first icebreaker question. I have thought of another question, though, that I really want to start asking people, okay? It's a good one, and I think it's going to be about him going forward. Your first teenage crush.
Ooh.
Troy Deeney's first teenage crush. Who was it?
It's going to be like very sad, but Jessica Rabbit, mate.
Cartoon.
Jessica Rabbit was fit as.
Is this what you're into? Yeah. Cartoon.
A bit.
What do they call it? Anime, is it?
Yeah. That's a little bit. Like that's a little bit close. No, I'm with you. I know what you're saying.
Yeah, she was like every time she come on, I think as an early teenager, there was a few little took it into the top of the trousers job.
I used to do that at school when you stood up against it and you'd touch. Anyway, let's move on. All right. Okay, then. So Troy, you have just, after 11 years at Watford, captain, 419 appearances, 140 goals, Watford FC, just in the last few days made a transfer, a big, huge transfer to Birmingham City. Excited?
Oh, buzzing, mate. Yeah. A little bit sad as well, obviously, time at Watford, the way it ended. As you know, I did love that place. I put heart and soul into it. Probably gave a little bit too much at times. You used to calm me down, didn't you? So, no, sad, but happy to be at a place where instantly felt the love, not just from fans, but from inside the club. And going to have a lot of expectation and pressure, but also like good pressure. Like if I score goals, it's going to be really well received. Whereas I thought there was always that little bit of Watford when he started scoring, it was kind of like, oh yeah, he's done that before, but we want they were waiting for the next guy to come through. Do you get what I mean? So yeah, really excited, really enjoyed it so far. A couple of days in, it's been really good fun.
Mate, he will score goals. Come on, it's Troy Deeney for frigging hell. I've told this story to you, like, and you always piss yourself laughing when I tell it as well. Is before like that, everybody knows that Troy's a big Blues fan. Yeah, everybody knows Troy's a big Blues fan. And whenever we used to travel to away games and stuff like that, whenever it was, especially in the Midlands, Wolves, Birmingham, Villa, anyone like that, we'd go for a little walk in the daytime and stuff like that. Even in the hotels, we had it in the hotels a couple of times, for God's sake. And like you'd have Blues fans coming up and they'd be going, Troy, love you, Troy. And I was literally stood next to him a couple of times. I'm thinking, you twats! Like I've like played for the club, I've won a medal,
what a cup final with you, lot.
So now I can understand like the Blues fans are absolutely buzzing from it. And straight away, I think you would have seen it as well as everybody else. You saw the reaction and the reception that you got from the Blues fans. It's been incredible, wasn't it?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to. I'm hopeful. Give you a exclusive. I'm hearing that the third stand is open because they've only got 2 stands open.
Yeah.
So I'm hearing the third stand is going to be open for Derby.
Nice.
So
Friday night
Boom. Under the lights. Yeah, they've already sold out of my shirt already. So yeah, it's going really well, mate. I'm honestly taken aback by it. You know, like bit gobsmacked. Even my mum's like, I did tell my mum I was moving. Tried to keep it really low key. And then as soon as it happened, she's like, "What have you done?" My phone's ringing. Like everyone's asking for shirts and. So yeah, it's good fun.
By the way, I was asking for a shirt before you say anything. I was asking for a shirt. By the way, I said, "Mate, can you bring me a Deeney blue shirt, please?" And have a look at this bad boy. It's tight as you like. By the way, this is a large. Have a look how tight it is. I am breathing in like you would not believe. But look at that. Signed by the big man himself. It's beautiful, this top, mate.
I ain't even got one yet. That's the first
Have you not?
one. Yeah, it's the first one.
No, I do appreciate you bringing it in. What was you going to say to Massey once?
Sorry.
No, just saying, like with Blues, was that always part of, not the plan as in I'm going to be, but did you always think I will play for Blues at some point?
No, the complete opposite actually. I didn't want to because I'm quite a private person, believe it or not. For someone that talks as much as me, when I get home, I just the gate's shut and like I'm family man. I'm a completely different person, so I didn't really want to live in the fishbowl of all eyes on and going, as we say, when we get the train. Again, the same similar thing to what he said, but people were like, "Are you coming home? When you coming home?" All of that kind of stuff. But it just come at a perfect time. Honestly, like a week ago, I thought I was signing a new deal at Watford, and then within 4 or 5 days, I've moved club, and it is what it is. So football moves quickly, and you have to move with it. So it was just a perfect crossroads, really.
It's interesting you say about kept it like on the down low because with a lot of transfers, you hear chitter chatter the weeks leading up to it, but it was like boom, done. Yeah, and it was like, well, okay.
Yeah, it was that, and I think when I didn't play in a Carabao Cup game on the Tuesday, people started like piecing together, but no one knew where I was going because ultimately I didn't until the weekend. Yeah, had a lot of offers from from big clubs and abroad and that as well. So just try to find what fitted me and the family. That's the main thing.
So I think I think one question I've got is I remember speaking to you it's been agreed, like you've come to an amicable agreement with Watford, okay, to you're gonna part. That's fine, it is what it is. At that point then I remember speaking to you that night and you said, I'm just going to do my medical now. Yeah, I'm doing my medical. So how does that work? Do you do your own medical at that point?
No, so with it being a bank holiday, everything was shut Monday. So Craig Gardner just pulled in some favours and ended up being in Little Aston.
Nice. So okay, it's that quick though. Yeah,
that quick. It was like phone, get me in. So I got my knees and my ankles scanned.
Yeah.
And then that came back Sunday. I did that Saturday. Sunday, they put me through my paces with a medical in the training ground. But again, try to keep it so quiet. So I think 5 people knew at that point. So they didn't even tell security. So they kind of removed security as I drove in. Incredible. Just because the way everyone was chatting. So, and then Monday it was done. About 6 o'clock we were done. But I'd already agreed to do the farewell message with Watford. Yeah. So I didn't want to drop that at 6 and then at like 10 past 6.
That was a nice touch, that, by the way.
Yeah.
It was a lovely touch.
I agreed to do that because I wanted to say bye on my own terms.
Yeah.
And I couldn't do it on a football, he said. So I wanted to make sure I could do it that way. So all my own words and it came out all right. I think.
It was nice, mate. It was a good job. I think Blues have done a good job of announcing it and, like you say, keeping it quiet as well because it was my boy JK, weren't it, who announced it kind of thing. You see him? I saw the little Blues tweet that they put out of him just kind of smirking. And as soon as I saw that, I thought, boom, it's done. It's done. That's it. Have you had a chance to get back into Watford FC? Yeah, into the changing rooms, into the training ground, see everybody say goodbye or anything like that yet?
Yeah, I did. When was that? You guys were off Monday.
Yeah.
So I went in Monday. I haven't saw all the lads because it's just
it's international as well, isn't it?
Everyone's everywhere, so I'll probably try and do that at some point. But I've had really nice messages off some boys as well. Which
have you cleaned your locker out yet?
Did that Monday.
Damn, he had a Garmin watch in there, right? He had this Garmin, and I had a little route for it the other day, and I thought, if he don't come back for this, I'm swiping the life out of this Garmin.
You've got a bit of a rep for going through the old lockers of players, haven't you?
Mate, if they're not going to leave it, I'll take it, mate. I took a couple of his cans of deodorant, all right? Ain't going to miss them. It's
I'm not going to lie, I was fuming. I walked back in with DJ. So I did, at the start of the season, I bought everyone deodorants and everyone shower
shampoo, yeah.
Every time I go to my place, someone's took, one of my things, and I'm getting the drabs of it. Yeah. So I bought everybody one. So I thought, no one could complain. That'll last at least a month. I had 6 in my space to get me through the season. I come back, I was like, I've got 5, I'm fine. 4 was gone. I was left with half of one, and I was like, Foz wouldn't do that. I was looking around trying to work it out, but
I definitely did do that. Mate, to be fair, we're the only guys that used to buy the shampoo. Me and Troy were literally the only ones who would buy the shampoo. So you'd get into the shower, you've trained and stuff like that you just want to go and have a shower, wash your hair, wash your body, all that kind of stuff. And there's no shampoo in there. There's no body wash, there's no nothing. So most of the time I'm having to go into the toilet, get hand sanitizer or hand wash, honestly, and I'm having a shower with hand wash. It's like, frigging hell, lads, come on, somebody else put their hand in the pocket or something.
You're buying the sweets on the coach as well, aren't you?
That's kind of where it got. So I got the shower gels and the sprays. He got all the goodies.
Sweets and bits and bobs.
We're just too nice, aren't we, mate?
We are, mate. We're nice people.
First world problems, by the way.
I know, Imagine this, nightmare this. It is sad in the change room, mate, because there's been a massive turnaround in players at Watford in a minute. So, like the old school people that were here when I first signed, people like you, Andre Gray, Chalobah, like just gone. Like, do you know what I mean? And now you're taking your plaques off the top of your things, like your lockers. I thought
they might retire my locker.
I know. I might jump in there because it's a corner spot. It's like
trying to get a statue yet, Troy. You never know.
I think you might have to, actually, to be fair. It's a good shout, Yeah. 11 years.
Let's hope that people can get in there and in the comments that you have to get a petition for me.
Yeah, it'll be fine. Right, anyway, let's take it back, okay? So I was watching, YouTube's, you think the video you did with Tubes, by the way, is a fantastic channel, isn't it, by the way? Tubes is the man. Tubes is the man. You touch on the prison a little bit, okay?
Yeah.
And I don't really want to go into the details of, how and why and all that kind of stuff. But obviously, guys, Troy has just released a book as well. So if you want to read a little bit more about this, of how it all happened, how he ended up in prison and how it all works, all that kind of stuff, please, I'll put a link in the description down below. Go and buy his book. It's a belter, okay? The questions I've got, though, surrounding prison, okay? So I don't know much about prison, right? I've never been in one. I've never seen one. The thought of it scares the life out of me. Honestly, it scares.
I think you'd be banging trouble, mate.
No, I would. Honestly,
he's a good-looking chap.
Can you?
Yeah, exactly.
Can you imagine though? It would scare the life out of me going to prison, right? And I think I just need to know how it works, basically. So say you've been found guilty, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. At this point, do you get to go home and pack a bag or anything like that?
No. So when you're going to be sentenced, a career criminal would take a bag with him or go in a tracksuit or something like that. But I was told to present myself in a way. So I had a suit on, like a proper suit. Judge, 10 months, Mr. Deeney, bang, shuts. You're literally in a room similar to this size, and then you go out a back door, which takes you straight downstairs to the holding cells. So you don't get to give your missus and kids a kiss bye or anything like that. It's just like straight down. Your time starts now, essentially. And then you get put in the vans you see up and down the motorway, the white vans with the blacked out windows,
tiny little windows at the top.
Put in those. They are very snug.
Really?
Yeah, really tight. So my one had 6 or 7. Maybe 6 to 8 people was in it, but in that, and you could just about see out the window. For me, it was straight to Winston Green. So
Winston's Green, it's a bit of a proper prison, yeah.
Yeah, it's a proper prison. I think it's a Cat A or Cat B jail, one of the two. But yeah, straight to there. I'd missed food and everything, so I didn't eat because you're in that holding cell for a few hours until they're ready, until all the court procedures for the day are done, and then you go. So it's not like you come down and a taxi's waiting, you just send you there. It's like once court's finished for the day. So I was downstairs for a few hours and then we got transferred. As soon as you walk in, it's like, take all of that off, all the nice stuff off.
How old are you at this point, sorry?
22.
And you're at Watford at this point?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so, 22. Yeah, 22. My son was, a few months old. And played for Watford, meant to be living the dream, but I had all the stuff going on with my dad dying and that. As you say, in the book, you can read where my head was at more.
Yeah,
never try and make an excuse for it, because it's not, it's non-excusable.
But you learn from it as well, though, don't you?
Of course,
I think it's one of the biggest things. I think for you, even in sorry, just to get away from that for a sec, just even in like the 3 or 4 years I've been at Watford, the change in you in sort of that 3 or 4 years, you can see it's massive. Like, and I'm sure, like, from what you've come from as well, like, honestly, it's nice to see, though. Do you know what I mean? Because, like I said, we've had so many conversations on the train, like coming in and out of London and frigging back up to Birmingham and stuff like that. And I think what I always thought about you is how you used to be, especially anyway, is like you would just fly off the handle kind of thing. And I think as you get older, you just learn to just be a lot more calm and you just understand stuff. Anyway, sorry about that.
I appreciate you saying that. I am trying. There's a little Hulk version of me inside.
I've seen it. Oh, guys, I've seen it, and you don't want to see it. Honestly, you don't want to see it when it comes out of Troy. Whoa, get back, all right.
So. So when that happens, I went straight to Winston Green Jail, and I missed food there, so I didn't eat for like nearly 2 days in the end, because you go to a holding cell there while they're figuring out your paperwork. As I said, they take all your stuff off. You get like a crappy tracksuit. It was like a blue tracksuit, I think. If it's a blue tracksuit there, like a blue tracksuit, and you get like this, like a hotel thing, so toothbrush and some toothpaste to get you through the first couple of days. But then I got just open a cell. There's a geezer already in there. Toilet. So
what's he like? What was the guy like?
Funny enough, he went to my school, so I already knew who he was.
You knew him?
Yeah, he was a couple of years older than me, but he went to the same school as me and was from the area, so I ended up being all right. But the bed was like, if you can imagine, use this as the cell. Bed was against the wall there. Toilet was there. Sink was there. That's it.
Tight.
Like, so do I go for a shit now or not? Because he's at the bottom bunk. He's like, no, I'll hold it.
Does it get to a point where you have to go, sorry, mate, this is going to be a problem?
There's a little break in there, obviously, for to go out and stuff. So that's kind of that half an hour is like a little unwritten rule that
you do your bits.
We'd go in that time, yeah.
So with like, one of the questions I was going to ask was like, so did you have like the same guy for the whole time you were there?
No. So that was the holding night. Then the following morning, I got, just because I opened the door, you're going to wing C. I got put on K wing because I was low risk, so which is like the working wing. So they just opened it. I didn't know it at the time, obviously, but you're going to wing K, open the door, out. Just pushes you in there.
To go and get a job, basically? You're on
the sorry, I need to describe it better. So you're on the prison wing, but there's like so many different wings under prisons.
Yeah.
But you come through and he goes, you're on wing K, opens that door with the big, chains, as you can imagine, push the door, you're there, problem, shuts the door, another guy meets you at the other end. Then you walk through, you're in that cell. The guy I was with was a chef. He got shipped out after 3 days. The next guy was doing fraud. He got shipped out after a week. And then I got moved out after 10 days.
Was there a bit of a buzz about it being Troy Deeney, a footballer?
No, it was the opposite, actually. It was more of a target on my back.
Really?
Yeah, because they assume that you're rich. And to put it into perspective, it's like a canteen shop. So if you have 100 quid, you're living large for like 2-3 months off that. So it's a bit opposite. And the first day I was a bit like, try to get a feel for my surroundings, and the best thing about it, he won't mind me saying it, but one of my good friends was already in there for like 3 years, so he come down and sorted me out and told me the ropes, like you don't borrow off anyone. So if someone goes, here you go mate, there's a drink, like you might be naive and go, nice one, but you owe him 2 now, and you've got to pay by Friday. And I didn't have any money at the time. I didn't set anything up, so another one of my friends had sent some money in, and managed to get me through the first 5 or 6 days.
So what was, say like a daily, like a day in the life of you in prison, what was a day in the life like?
That was the easiest part, because there was routine and structure, and as you know, we're good with that. So 7, 8 o'clock, there was like banging the door trying to get you to wake up. Breakfast was like 8:30, go down to a serving hatch, get your food, go back to your room. You had your own plate and like knife and fork. That was yours. You like had to wash it and all that yourself, all plastic. And then I didn't get a job in there. So then it's like from 9 till about 12 was like all the rubbish. Jeremy Kyle.
Seriously, just chilling, watching telly?
Wow. But you get idle though, mate, just...
Yeah.
Because we're active as well, so just more your head gets in it because the door's short. You can't go out on the landing, door's short, and you're chilling out, watching telly, out for lunch, and then an hour of walking around the yard, stretch your legs.
Do they have a gym or anything like that?
Yeah, I got allowed to go to the gym after the third day. So it's your risk assessment basically. So if you're more likely to be aggressive, they're not going to put you in there with weights and all other lads because your testosterone will go through the roof. So by day 3, I was allowed to go to the gym for like 45 minutes.
Smashing it about,
yeah. And no one's doing cardio. It's all heavy weights and
bench press, shoulder press.
So when I came out, I was like,
was you massive?
Yeah, I was massive.
Was that a problem trying to get back into football then? Was it?
No, because I got moved from there to Warrington.
Yeah.
And again, that was in one day. So like woke up in the morning.
You're not told about this?
No. Just in the morning, pack your stuff. You got half an hour. You're going where you just go in, then you go again downstairs into the holding rooms. And you're not told where you're going until you get on a bus.
So right. This is
there's
mad,
a lot of information.
No, it's mad. I find it mad. Like it's like there's no information. You don't know one day to the next where you're going to be or what you're doing. If you've got a job or anything like that, what you're going to be able to do. When you leave jail, and you were in for 3 months in total, yeah.
Yeah.
So when you leave jail, and when you left, you were at Warrington, yeah.
Yeah, I went to Warrington, which is a Cat D jail, which is kind of like a long-time offenders go there to like reintegrate with society, so they'll get weekends at home and get jobs and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you're leaving there, do you know your due date basically? Do you know when you're good to go, when you're out?
You get a rough idea, but you still have to jump through hoops to do it because like one mess up and they can extend it and you got to do the full sentence. So like for me, I had to do drug and alcohol awareness courses, see a psychologist, do all of the like the English, math, science, like I had to do all the classes and all of that kind of thing just to keep on, make sure that I came home after. Like,
I'm sorry, this fascinated, isn't it? Like it does, it scares me. Like I'm nervous, like asking the question because it scares the life out of me, honestly.
When you go to Warrington, obviously you're not from the Northwest, so like when you come out, you get released, you walk out the door. Is it like? I'm guessing they're not going to pay for you for a taxi to go home.
No, I managed to sort it out. So by that time, I'd got everything sorted. So had money in my account, I could use the phones and. This is the weird thing why I get so frustrated with my iPhone because I'm so used to just using that now. But I've memorised like 8 numbers. I used to write letters every day, like all of these different things because you had to do it. Whereas now I'm like, I don't even know my own number.
You get lazy.
Yeah. So, I managed to sort that out. I had a few visits as well, which was nice along the way, just to break up the week and stuff. So, it was good. It was good. And I managed to get a lift home, and. The only thing I hated with that, I lied to my son the whole way, my oldest boy. I lied to him, like I was away at football camp and we're on pre-season.
Yeah.
He was only like 1.5, 2.
Yeah.
And then he needed a wee. So the ex-missus at the time brought him in and he saw me coming out. So he saw me still kind of in that way. And then I had all my stuff over my shoulder.
It must be really hard to know how do you approach something like that when you got kids and it's really difficult decision to make. Is like, especially like you say, if he's one, he doesn't understand the world, does he?
What happened then as years progressed, I still kept that lie up essentially until it was about 7.
Yeah.
And then kids at school, kids are spiteful and they don't care.
Yeah.
And they told him, so he kind of just had that conversation with him and then I had another conversation with him last year actually. Because now he's got Google and he's got the iPad. He's 12 now, so another conversation as to why. And I think I'll probably have another one, a few more years down the line, just to explain to him what's going on.
It's nice that you think like that, though, isn't it? Because like actually with Ben and the YouTube channel and everything like that, we've produced certain types of content, and there's times where we want to kind of push the envelope a little bit, but we always come back to and say. We've got kids, but both our lads are 11. Yeah, obviously Ben's got a daughter, I've got another son, and we kind of say. The world's at their fingertips, so we got to kind of be sensible about it.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think that's on the parents though. I think a lot of accountability needs to go on the parents. We can manage what the kids see and how much they see to an extent, but I think if you raise your kids properly, they're going to be intuitive and want to think about things, but also if they can come to you and ask a question. Like I know how Ben is as well, similar to me, but I want my kids to be able to talk to me. Come up and say, Dad, I just heard about, I don't know, sex, let's say he's 15, what's all that about? I want to be able to have that conversation. I don't want him to hide from me.
Yeah.
So that's, it's tough because as kids, I'd never ask my mum or dad anything.
Heck no.
Just try and figure it out.
Different world, isn't it?
Different world,
it is a
mate,
different world. But
so you've left prison, now integrating back into football. So you're still at Watford, okay? Mm-hmm. So they kept your contract going, yeah?
They forgot I was there.
What?
Gino took over. So basically, I went to jail in June. Yeah, June. So,
of course, end of the season.
Yeah, so basically, my dad died.
Good timing then, really.
Yeah, my dad died in May, and I was basically meant to be sentenced in May. I put an appeal in to give me an extra 2 weeks because I didn't want to go there in the cuffs and all of that. Yeah. So I buried my dad on the Friday. I went to jail on the Monday in June, and then Gino took over in July, I believe.
Yeah.
And then with them like getting rid of Daishi, bringing in Zola, all the players, like no one even cared about me.
It's kind of out of sight, out of mind kind of thing. Yeah,
and then I think Vids asked for number 9, or no, Chrissy Walumu asked for number 9, I think. And they were like, "Who's number 9?"
Somebody's got it. I can't remember.
And then they were like, "Who's that then?" Like, who's Deeney? Like, who is that? We've not seen him. And then at that point, I only had 2 weeks left of my sentence. And we knew we were coming home, so they kind of went, all right, we'll just wait and see, as long as he's paid his dues or whatever. And I came home on tag as well, so I had an ankle bracelet on as well. So I got released, got home and did all of that. They come and fit it, so you get a box. It was a woman actually come out, put this box in one of the rooms, and then they kind of set it up with like a perimeter. Yeah. So you could go in the back garden, but I couldn't go in the front.
Wow.
And then it was like, so if I stepped out my front door before the times, that box went off.
So what about training then?
Yeah, 7 till 7 I was allowed out.
And then got a tag after 7. Yeah, okay.
So then
a curfew time.
Yeah, curfew. So if I stepped out at 7:10, that box would go off.
Wow.
And if you didn't answer the phone, then they'd send police out and say like,
yeah.
But I think if you did that 2 or 3 times, you go back and finish your sentence.
So what was that first day like back in training? What was it like? What were the lads like?
It was brilliant because I didn't know anyone. Similarly to like Blues, really. I just walked in and I didn't know anyone, but I had a massive afro. I was proper hench as well.
Was you?
Yeah, I was proper hench. And I
lifting more than what you do now, yeah?
100%. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, throwing all sorts around. Oh. And I came back, I think I came back on a Wednesday, and I wasn't supposed to come back because they kind of went, oh, let's get to Friday. And I was like, no, because if they keep waiting, like, let me just, I'm full fright. So I went straight in, saw Zola, and he was like, oh, we've got 7 strikers, you can work your way back in. I was like, I'll be back in a week. Like, I'm training tomorrow, and in a week's time I'll be playing. And he was a bit like, oh yeah, whatever.
Guys, sorry, just to butt in there, right? I've got to say, mate, you are one of the most sort of dedicated, like, professionals I have ever seen. Like, he talks about chucking weights around in the gym, right? Sometimes I'll be floating around like I do, sort of, hello, blah, 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 that kind of stuff. And I'll walk through the gym, right? And it'll be dead quiet. And I'll just walk around the corner and he'll be in the little weights part of the gym, right? He'll have his headphones on. Honestly, he'll have his headphones on, right? And he has got the biggest frigging weights you've seen ever on everything. And he just does it. Like, and I know not even to bother talking to him. I'll look at him and he'll be sweating his tits off, right? And I'll just give him a
and then you're walking around with your GoPro and Troy's probably thinking, oh my,
piss off with it.
I don't mind the GoPro. You know what it is? He's been very modest because Benny's actually one of the reasons I work so hard, because whenever you get in at, let's say we're in at 9 for 10. If you get in, I get in a bit earlier, let's say 1:45, and I'm like, Joe, I'll just go straight into the gym. He's already done an hour on the bike, he's dripping and whatever. Then you're like, well, if he's doing it, I've got to do it. Yeah, I'm trying to get on the bike as much as I can for him, but he just does like an hour at 300 watts, and it's like, and he's still texting and stuff, and it just demoralising.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying though, but I know that there's a little bit of jealousy from Fozzy towards yourself, because 300 watts for an hour is one thing, very, very good, but max power tests.
Yeah, there was a little stage. He's never spoke about this.
Funny that.
We don't talk about it.
I came in the off season just to enter it quickly, and there was a board there. Yeah, and he weren't at the top of it.
But you know what he did as well? He set these little things to start. And it was fun at the start. It's like, I'll do this, because he was the only one on the bike.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I'll have a go. And I did the 500 metre sprint. And I think I was like a second off him. I was like, oh, I'll do it again then. And he was like, yeah, like tomorrow. I was like, nah, now. Yeah.
He went and did like 3 or 4 of them.
Yeah. And I smashed it out and I beat him. And I was like, yes. The next morning, he was in there and he was shouting. And I was like, he doesn't normally get angry. I was like, what's the matter? But he's like, I can't do it. I can't get on do it. About a week later, he beat me anyway. But yeah, to start with, it was all good.
On the max power ones, am I right in saying you were around the 2,000 watt mark?
He got a 2,000 once. I saw him get a 2,000. I never wrote that on the board. I couldn't face it.
Yeah.
Because I know I can't get a 2,000. So I leave it with a 1,800 or something like that. But he got a 2,000 once. It was incredible as well. But do you know what it got? It got so competitive, right? That we were doing... So max power basically, guys, is basically you get on the bike and you will just go... You put it in a hard gear
10 seconds
and you're
max.
just munting it as hard as you can for literally, like say, 5-10 seconds, right? I was doing it and I was always the best. And I was like, yeah, it's a doddle this. It's a doddle.
What were you, about 1,100 watts? Yeah.
No, it was decent. No, it was decent.
like
And then he's come in, blew it out the water. Andre's come in, blew me out of the water again. I'm like, so then I go again. I eventually beat him after about a week or something. He starts doing leg weights. He starts doing leg weights just to beat me on the friggin' max power test. It was, and he did. He absolutely smashed it.
So I wonder why all the Watford strikers had legs like that for about 3 months.
It's Fozzy's fault. And that's why none of them are there now.
Oh, God. Oh,
amazing. So if we just kind of go back, because obviously we touched on Blue. So obviously you started at Chelmsley.
Yeah, Chelmsley.
Is that right?
Yeah.
And then to Walsall.
Yeah.
Now at Walsall, I was obviously Wikipedia's every pod host's best friend, isn't it? So with Walsall, you kind of came in, and when Chris Hutchins came in, what from the research is you started banging goals in.
Yeah.
Now for a fan and a kind of like everyday kind of general football fan, is that a kind of, and this isn't anything against anyone, but is that a kind of coincidence? Did you just find your feet, or was it something specific that manager spoke to you about or worked with you and it just clicked?
No, it's a good question. It's probably like a 3-pronged answer. Sorry, so if I give you the long answer of it is, I came in 18 months before that, so I was like on a building site, generally on a building site before that, playing with my mates, getting drunk, having a laugh. Get extended by a year. I started off as a right winger, then a striker.
Shut up.
Swear, mate, yeah.
He has got lovely feet, to be fair to him. He has got lovely feet.
Right winger, then as a striker. And then I kind of got in the back end of that year, you know, as young boys do. Got in, I was like 19. And then Chris Hutchins came in and they told me that you're starting, and they gave me the number 9. So this was more in the days when 1 to 11 meant something, whereas now, like, number 45, no one...
Burnley did it the other day, didn't they?
Yeah,
Burnley did it first time in 20 odd years or something.
Wow. So getting the number 9, you knew you were playing, kind of thing. And he gave me that, and then all pre-season he was just like, you're playing, you're starting. And it just, I don't know, like the responsibility, I suppose, put it on me, and I enjoyed it. I had good people around me. Darren Byfield was, my strike partner at the time, but Michael Ricketts came in as well.
Yeah.
And then I had Tommy Mooney the year before. Yep. So I had proper grounding, like old school. You miss a shot, 2 press-ups.
Told.
Yeah, 2 press-ups every time you miss a shot. You miss 2 on the bounce, box to box. Like,
he still does that now, by the way, I've got to say. Fair, but that's what I mean. This is where like you learn stuff as a youngster and you just carry it on all the way through. So we'll do a shooting session at Watford, for example, and if he misses the target, but it's fine if you hit the crossbar or post on it or a little bit wide or something like that. But if he scuffs one, if he drags one, if it's crap technique, straight away he's down on the floor, 2 press-ups, boom, get up. It's like that hooking into something of like, I don't like doing that, so don't do it again kind of thing. It was wicked, honestly.
The first time at Blues, and they all went,
what you doing?
What are you doing?
Yeah.
Mid of a game, small-sided game, I dragged one, I was like, 3 press-ups, got up and ran back in, and the guy was like, what was that for? I was like, it's just something I've done for years, mate. I'm a bit of a weirdo, so.
Yeah, but it's good though, isn't it? Because both of you never went through all the academies, did you?
No. Was it Racing Club Warwick?
Racing Club Warwick.
Racing Club
Nice,
Warwick.
mate.
Sorry, yeah.
Because your boys have played football against each other, haven't they?
Yeah.
I remember I came to watch Ben's lad, and he was playing your lad before COVID.
Yeah.
And
there was one game where my son got a bit aggressive and I had to calm him down.
Yeah, brilliant.
He lost his head.
Yeah.
He got a bit of his dad in him. Yeah.
Without doubt, he's got. It's wicked though.
I think that was the game I was at actually. Yeah,
it's wicked. Honestly, I love to see that game we're talking about in particular, guys. Like our kids played against each other, opposite teams, and like I say, my son's a bit like that as well, kind of thing. He's a winner. He just wants to win, so he'll go flying into tackles.
He puts it about.
He'll put it about, but the same, like you're exactly the same sort of thing. Like just putting it about, flying into tackles. Then watching them, thinking this is incredible.
Yeah, but the thing is, that's the thing though. Like I watched the game and both your lads playing. playing, and it's kind of like, and it was really good to watch because, you know, at that age, it is just. At that age, some kids don't fully commit, do they? And they can dangle foots in, but they're like hammering into
full-blooded.
You know, the best part about all of that is we're like the professionals. We're the quietest parents there. Everybody else is like, get into him. Do this.
I know. You were walking around the pitch. Just having a little walk around the pitch. Fozzie's just kind of standing on his own. Yeah, in the background. Just try and stay out of the way. I think when you've been in the limelight like we have, it's kind of like their time now. Kind of back away from it and just try and be dad. But if you stand in one place for too long, then all the parents are going to come.
They'll come over. They do, don't they? Yeah.
And everyone's a manager, aren't they?
Oh yeah, and their kids are the new Mbappe and all of that. So it's hard to lie to their face at it after a while. But no, my son, I don't know about yours, my son gets embarrassed by it. So that's why I always try and keep on the move. Cause I always see mid-game, he has like a little glance to see if I'm watching. If I'm talking to somebody on the way home, he'll be like, you didn't even watch? I was like, it was 10 seconds. I saw the whole game.
Yeah.
You know.
So that was Walsall then, and then obviously to Watford.
Yeah, sorry. I don't know. Talking about kids there.
Mate,
that's
the way it goes, isn't it? It's a beauty
This is how the Fozcast work. It's tangent central, isn't it?
Damn right.
But on to Watford, and then there was... so obviously you've played for 3, now we're Blues, but 4 teams in Watford. 11 seasons? 11 years?
Season 12, yeah.
Amazing time at the club, like some massive moments, couple that obviously really spring to mind. But what's the biggest one for you? I think I know the answer, but...
No, the biggest one for me, actually not, because everyone goes Leicester and that goal. Because for me, that was... I don't like losing. I hate losing. So that was a good win, but we then lost the final.
Yeah, of course.
Kevin Phillips scored an unbelievable penalty, we lose. And also that capped off the year of being in jail, because I started that year in jail.
That's right, yeah.
Is that season?
2012, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Mate, fair dues then. So you've come back and absolutely smashed it then.
So I started that year in jail, so I didn't actually play my first game, I think, till September, October time.
Wow.
And then I scored 20 that year, and obviously we got to the
I love that mentality though, that although it was a massive moment, you lost the final, but it's like it wasn't quite as a team job done, I guess, was it?
Exactly.
But we watched it this morning, me and Frank, the editor, and we were kind of just watching it, and like you look at it, and we actually said you cannot write. You cannot write that finish to a game.
No,
okay, quickly, let me tell. I've told him this story as well. Like, and the amount of times I've said, mate, I watched it. Because it always just gets dredged up and pops back on, don't it?
Just quickly for those listening and stuff, we've gone into this assuming everybody knows, and most football fans will.
Yeah.
But Troy, just tell us what it was and what transpired at the end of this game.
Full story was we lost on the last day where we could have went up. I got sent off in that game against Leeds. Hull went up last minute. They win by 1. We missed out on automatic promotion by 1 point.
Oh.
Then we go into the semi-final. We get Leicester, which is like the hardest game at the time. They had Vardy, Kane,
Kasper Schmeichel goal,
Wes Morgan. It was a real strong team that was there. And then I was suspended, so I worked the Sky. I was in worked Sky then, and we missed about 10 chances, and they beat us 1-0.
Oh.
And the guy went to me in the studio, like he had a Leicester guy. I think it was Steve Walsh. I think it was in there, in the old centre half. And he was like, as long as we keep this guy quiet, we'll win. And they were like really confident with it. And I remember saying on there, like, it'll be job done when I'm back. Because I was just that arrogant at the time, like so self-assured, like, we'll win, I'm back, it'll be a different story. We score, they score, we score again. So it's 2-2, last minute of the game. And Anthony
95th minute.
Yeah, Anthony Knockout made a horrible dive.
Say it.
Yeah,
horrible.
Yeah.
Fozzie will say it.
Yeah, he went down very easily.
Was it Doyley? Doyley gave it away, was it?
No, it was Matthew Bridges.
Yes, it was. Yeah, it was. Yeah.
No, it wasn't. That's a lie. Matthew Bridges gave the ball away. It was Marco Cassetti.
A foreign player. It was foreign
Marco
player,
Cassetti.
Yeah, it was foreign player.
A lie.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
My facts are not great. And then, so 95th minute, if they score, they go through. And we're all heartbroken by a dive, very much before VAR days. And Nugent's their penalty taker. Harry Kane was on the pitch as well.
Wow.
And Knockout took the ball away. And he said, I won it. I won it. He wanted his moment. And he missed the penalty. Then he missed.
Hold on. He didn't miss a penalty.
Wait, I knew that was coming.
He didn't miss a penalty, did he? Big Manuel obviously saved a penalty, but then got up somehow.
But you're a goalkeeper, right? How slow did he do that?
I thought
The first one, he saves it. I'm like, oh, great. And then he was like...
stumbles into the ball, doesn't
The
he?
reason why he saved it is because he was so stiff, right? Getting up was like installments.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter. He made the double save and then boom.
Double save and everyone's going. And I was speaking about this with Watford the other day, actually. It felt like a wall of noise.
Yeah.
So if you can imagine one end of the pitch is just saved, it's like, oh, what's going on? Leicester fans are really disappointed, but then we've cleared it and it's like, we're on the attack.
Rapid counter-attack, weren't it?
What's happening? And you can hear the noise go, what? And it's like everyone's standing up. You can hear all the chairs banging. And I was stood on like the halfway line going, rubbish, this is a crap way to go out. And I kind of turned around and was like, I better start running here, because everyone was just flying past me, and then I've kind of come in late into the box, and as you hear, he's like Forestieri crosses it to Hoggy heads it back. I score on the volley from like 12 yards out. Shirts off, ran. Don't know how we got that shirt back.
He was hedged at this point,
Did you get it back, did you?
Yeah, my belly was all over the
Have
place.
you still got that shirt?
My mum has. Yeah, I don't keep anything, mate. I've never kept anything. No, my mum and my nan have got everything, and I jumped into the crowd. My brother caught me, and then all my pals piled on.
I'm getting goosebumps now, because this is what I mean.
Like,
it keeps getting dredged up on the internet. And guys, what we'll do is, if you're watching this on YouTube, okay, we're going to put a link to this goal in the description down below. Go and watch it, and you will get.
I think it's done like 70 million views.
Easily, mate.
Like
it's the biggest like buzz kind of oh my gosh moment of football you've ever seen. John Marks, in fairness to him, he works for Watford. He's a commentator on the match days for Watford. His commentary is incredible. Hog is unbelievable.
It was absolutely. You can't write it.
I know.
But the best part about it for me was like the whole crowd just kind of piled onto the pitch, and all rules went out the window.
Zola's going mad.
Yeah, he falls over. Then he's like, his senses come back to him, and he's like, "What am I doing?" He tries to run back.
Yeah,
but there's people on crutches on the pitch. It was good. It was good fun.
Wow. So that's not your best moment.
So we spent 20 minutes on that one.
Yeah, great.
My best moment is getting promoted for the first time.
Yeah,
because I could have left in the summer. Chose not to. Scored 20 goals. 21 goals. 13 assists, and I was captain for the first year. And then we got the job done at Brighton, and we didn't find out until we was on the bus home. But that was the deciding moment of like, yes, I finally done it. And made it to the big.
And it was like job done, wasn't it? 'Cause the semi-final Wolves, was it? When you've munted that penalty,
standard.
You know what? I'll give you one more bit of it exclusive as well. So when this, because we were taking it in those areas, when we got back on the bus, when we got promoted the first time, I think Miguel Layun was the first guy on Instagram at the time and Twitter. So he had like 1 million followers, a Mexican guy, and he was the only one who recorded it because we didn't do it back then. It was a bit like, that's strange. What are you doing that for? So he had all the content. And then everyone's gone off the bus, and I used to make a thing of being last off the bus. And I remember I was like, oh yes, I'm gonna phone my dad. And then I was like, but oh shit, he's dead. Yeah. And like that was the moment. Wow. Like, that's why all the tears come afterwards, because I was like, I'm gonna phone my dad. He'll be buzzing at me in the Prem. I went to ring, and I was like, he's dead and that, and then it all just came out of me.
Mate.
It's amazing that how the emotions that it invokes, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's like football is. We were talking about it on the pod the other day, and I mentioned there was a comparison I'd mentioned with rugby and football, and like got crucified for it. And but football is very unique.
I think as I've got older, I've learned to appreciate football a whole lot more. Honestly, 100%. I think maybe because I'm coming to the end or whatever, but I do now. I've even started watching it on the telly. Like before, I was never too fussed.
We're more into it now than we've ever been,
for sure,
because we do you do the Prem predictions.
I do all sorts of stuff.
It's all football content and stuff, and I think it's because our lads are really into it. I don't know if you're the same, but we're just like buzzing for it. We watch it all the time.
It is good. Talk to me about being captain. How proud are you that you've been for? How long was it? About 8 years? Was it 5 years? 5-6 years? Watford FC captain.
Yes.
Because I played under a lot of captains, and I've got to say, mate, I thought you were class as a captain. And there's lots of different ways you can be a captain, okay? And the thing that I used to love about you is you would literally say it exactly how it is. Basically how you are as a person, right? You would just say it exactly how you is. So there's been times at half time where he'll come in and no matter even who the manager is, sometimes Troy would just go, no, you've been fucking shit, you lot, all right? And he'll just say how it is. And no matter which way you prefer people to do things, I used to love it because people would sit back and they would go, yeah.
Unless it was you.
No, honestly, because it would make people actually just go, yeah, we have.
But you said the same about Pulis as a manager, didn't you? You said he'll just go and say, mate, you've been shit this week. You're on
Put
the
his
bench.
arm around you, unlucky mate, you've been shit. You're not playing tomorrow.
But I always believe that, yes, there's tactics and yes, there's ways of winning games. There's all of that. But we all know, we've all sat and watched football. If you've been crap, been crap.
Yeah.
Right? There's no point coming in and go, right, if we tactically do this and do that, yes, that will help. But if you just shut the fuck up, can we swear?
Yeah.
You shut the fuck up, run, stop moaning, it will get you a long way.
True, yeah.
And then all the tactics and that will come on the back. But I think we're in a culture now where everyone has to speak to everyone the right way, and you got to make sure you don't say this and you don't say that. And it's just like, come on, let's just cut the crap. Play hard, work hard, go home.
Yeah.
We don't have to be friends because there's a lot of people we've worked with we're not friends with.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
And in football, when you leave, you hardly ever keep in contact with people. I'm going to keep in contact with 3 people from Watford. That's not because I don't like them. It's just because I like the other people.
So what happens when you leave? Again, we always make the comparison. It's a job and you've got 30, 40, not only players, but staff and everything else, people around the whole site. You can't stay in contact with everyone, can you?
No, it's not realistic. But what it is, just cut the crap. Let's work. Let's win. And when we win, we'll all have a laugh about when Troy lost his head at half time or when Ben. I've got to say one story, just come back to my head.
Oh, no. I know what story he's going to tell as well. I know what story he's going to tell.
Everyone thinks Ben's a really nice guy, which he is.
Can I just say as well, I've never told this story before, right? Nobody has heard this story.
Exclusives all over
and the lad ripped me for it literally every day.
Well, I've left, so it's fine. But Ben is he's a really nice guy. But as you know, he has a competitive streak, shall we say, that he likes to win.
Yeah.
So there was a game, Stoke. Was it Stoke? Yeah. He's come out. No, he didn't come out for a cross. And a couple of people, I won't name names.
I will. Andre Graham will you. Dickhead.
They said, Fozzy, come get the ball.
No, in the game, the problem was, right, sorry, Troy, in the game, they're doing that flingy arm thing. You know, come out, dickheads. Yeah. They're only doing it for the fans. They know exactly what they're doing.
There was no fans there as well. That was the worst part.
On the telly then, all right?
So anyway, he gets in and I'm just sat in my space and Fozzy comes in, he's like, dickheads. Everyone's dickheads and throwing his stuff around.
We've won the game, by the way, 3-2. We've won the game 3-2, by the way.
And then Will comes in and Will didn't know how to get under his skin very easily. And then Dre sat down and he goes, Ben, just come for the ball. Like, as a joke, he lost it. Well, you're shit. We've all been shit. So fuck off. And he just went, and it was the biggest
hissy fit
toys out the pram you've ever seen. So every day, for a month afterwards, everyone was like, well, you're shit anyway.
It's the fact that Clevs came up, you're pissing yourself laughing. You're just I could see you literally in the corner just going, oh, just leave him to it. It's buzzing his tits off. Clevs has to come over and go, Fozzy, stop calling everyone shit, please, mate. And I'm going, no, you've been shit. You've been shit.
You're shit as well, Clevs.
In that game against Norwich, and he pulled up like facts that he's been holding it. In that game against that, you was crap as well, and you gave a penalty. It was the biggest hissy fit, and I'm just in the corner laughing because I knew it was like a get it all out moment, but it was never going to go into physical or to that point where it overstepped the line, but it was a very funny moment.
So obviously you've got stories like captains and stuff, and again I'll come at it from the fan point of view. What does a captain do these days?
Honestly, not much. Say not much. Watford was a very unique place in the sense that manager turnover. I'm not saying anything we don't know. Manager turnover was frequent, so you kind of had to always be the bridge as a captain, or senior players. We always had to be the link between the dressing room and the board, really, because people were coming and going.
Just the way it runs. That's the way Watford runs.
No, that's not a disrespect to them because they've been successful of it, but we had to make sure that they understood, why certain things were happening. So I can speak about it because I don't like the guy, but Ivic.
Yeah.
He was,
Not like you to say how it is. Go on.
I don't. Do you know what it is? And you can back me up with this. I never said anything negative to him.
No,
in
true
there.
that. No,
it was just the way that he left, and we'll come on to that. But he was like doing very tactical sessions, very slow, and 2-hour sessions, and it was really
very dour though.
Yeah,
wasn't it? Very dour.
And even when we won, it would always highlight the negatives. So like we won 4-1. Well, that goal shouldn't have happened, and you should have been stood there. And it was really like, excuse me, the Pepsis are kicking him. Very mundane, and like if it was, just felt like he was in a grey day. It was always raining, and kind of went to like, the lads need a bit more positivity. Like, I know that's your personality, and he's like, yeah, no problem. And then we had a meeting, and he loved the meeting, didn't he?
Loved the meeting.
He loved the meeting. He had 4 meetings a week about like one game, and he's like, come on, we're playing now, let's go. And then when he eventually left against Huddersfield. I got dropped because they thought my load was high, which is a new thing that's came into football, which is bullshit, by the way. It's bullshit. Like this,
he said load. He said his load. So basically, they think he's too tired. They think he can't play the game properly.
Like a stress.
It's based upon numbers. Like, oh, well, you trained like every day this week, so you must be tired.
Instead of just asking you, how do you feel,
it's
Troy?
not like a conversation.
But like for you, for example, you might recover quickly. You might just be that way inclined that you can go.
Or when the game kicks off, he'll just suck it up and do it.
And
basically. But it was like, and I'd scored a couple before, and he just kind of went, like, he didn't even tell me I was dropped, which was annoying. And then he asked to see me, but I was doing something, and that kind of got misconstrued. I was doing something with the physios, and he's come and asked to see me, but I was on the physio bed. It was like, as you would do, wouldn't you? Let me finish this and I'll come in. When he wasn't there. Long story short, anyway, I'm on the bench against Huddersfield, and he doesn't bring me on. We're losing 2-0.
2-0.
We were crap.
I had a stink of the first goal. Someone when I tried to pass it out when he goal. Sorry, lads. Sorry.
So it was really bad. 2-0 down, and I thought, he's got to bring me on at half time. And then he come out and called Stipe, and I was like, bit of a piss take, but it's fine. They'll come on at 60, and then he sent everyone to warm up, but me. So then I was like, well, there's a problem now. Don't know what's happened. And then remember we were getting changed in the like a canteen area, wasn't it? Yeah. Because of the
Can I say another bit to the story as well? When it was about, we were 2-0 down, we were getting pumped. The lads, the spirit had gone. Everybody knew the spirit had gone from the squad. We were struggling badly. And in the 80th minute, 2-0 down, he brought on a new right back and a new left back. And I remember thinking, oh my God.
Yeah, so
Troy is just sitting there. Basically, we just need a striker on, and he's just brought a right and a left back on.
That was exactly what it was. That was more of an ego thing.
Yeah.
So at that point, I was like, oh, you're getting it tomorrow. And like, I would never kick off. In all the time, you can tell you, I've never kicked off in a dress. If I've not played, I would never kick off in front of anyone. But the following morning, I'll be in at 8 o'clock and I'll be waiting for you in your office. Let's have a chat about what just
You don't want Troy waiting outside your office, do you?
No.
No. That sounded very intimidating. But
I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
To have a conversation. And in that game, he kind of went round everyone, shook everyone's hand, and then just missed me.
Oh.
And I was like, I just went, oh, you're a dickhead. Like, I couldn't help it. And he was like, what? I went, you are a dickhead. And then I just got changed. And my car was there, and yours, we were both going home. I get in the car, he's been sacked, and then he's gone and done an interview and said it was my fault. And I was like, what? So you didn't pick me, you dropped me for some bullshit reason, didn't play me, and now it's my fault.
Blamed it all on you.
And then I was getting hammered by the fans, and I'm like, I'm not having this. So I literally spoke to my agent. I went, you speak to the club, or I'm going to go on an Instagram live tonight and explain my side of it. And I think then Duxbury came out and you know, kind of said,
tried to calm it a bit.
Tried to calm it, but if I'd have exposed it like I am now at the time, it would have been calm.
I'd say, you know what you said a minute ago about Tony Pulis and about how if you do, he's happy to just put his arm around you and say you do shit, and it'll explain to you. So I'd say if Troy's waiting outside the manager's office at 8 o'clock in the morning, something hasn't been done properly, because the way you work, you just want it done properly. Everything should be done properly, and if you're waiting outside their office, it's because they've either not told you, shit themselves, done it the wrong way. That's the reason why.
Well,
so I'd say it's that's not a Troy problem. That is because it wasn't done properly.
But it's easy to blame me though, isn't it?
For sure, of course
it's
it is.
Easy to blame me because everyone thinks I've got like. At times people think I've bought players in at Watford, like I have that much power, and he knows I have zero power. All I have is like a tiny bit of influence in terms of, have you ever thought about doing this? like giving someone a bit of information. What they do with that,
it's just sensible though, isn't it?
Yeah, we don't know.
But that's how it should be as senior players. I would think that you would seek the advice of senior players at the football club
to just do a bit of due diligence, just find out the good players. What's he like? Is he a good lad? Will he fit in well? He's not a knobhead, is he, or anything like that?
It's cultural as well, though, because obviously with that gaffer that you were talking about, surely they would know how they treat people and how they manage people, because like you say, it's not a hard thing to do, even if you have a different style, saying, oh, you know, I want to play this.
But even if it's
striker.
not him do it, just like get an assistant or send a text. If you're uncomfortable having face-to-face, send a text message like, you're not playing because of this reason.
Right, anyway, let's move on from football. Okay, Troy, I'm thoroughly enjoying this, by the way. This is absolutely smashing. How good is it? It's wicked. I knew I was buzzing for this anyway, but this is world class. I'm buzzing. Right, I want to talk boxing, okay?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So Frankie Boy has made a lovely little graphic up for you in a minute, right? I know you love your boxing, all right? Have you ever watched any of the YouTube boxing?
I have. Unfortunately, I have.
You just love boxing, don't you?
Yeah, I do love it. I enjoy the individual, like a bit like cycling. Like you know that you put the work in and the results are on you. Exactly. That's what I like about it. In a team sport, it's difficult, isn't it? As a striker, I need someone to pass me the ball. As a keeper, you need someone to block the shots.
Boom.
So it's that kind of aspect of it.
Okay, so we've got a question for you, and the question is, would you ever be tempted to do an exhibition boxing fight with YouTubers? Because obviously there's a lot of money in YouTube boxing nowadays. You see the likes of KSI, Logan Paul, Jake Paul, they're fighting Mayweather's, people like that. So can we just get this graphic up on screen? Look at this bad boy. Can we say, by the way, that your head, guys, if you're watching on, we'll put the picture on screen now if you're watching on YouTube. If you're not, please head over to the YouTube channel, the Fozcast podcast, and have a look at this picture.
I changed it.
Is it Rocky?
You did, didn't he?
I put you on Muhammad Ali.
There you go.
He gets a raise. He gets a promotion. No, do you know what it is? I would definitely do a fight of that. I've always spoke about doing like a white collar boxing event.
Yeah, nice.
Just because I generally just want to do it once. But I don't know if my son would allow me. KSI is like his hero.
Mate, I honestly think you would batter KSI. I'm not even joking, right? I've watched him and he's very good.
He is very good.
You're an animal, mate.
He's an unbelievable human being for what he's been doing.
For sure, for sure.
But I would take his head clean off.
Heck yes. Come on, KSI. We want to bet this, all right?
Let's get it on.
I don't think you want any of Troy Deeney. I've seen him. When the red mist comes down, this guy is unstoppable. The weights he chucks about the place. I looked at the weights earlier of how much KSI weighs. I think he's about 92 kilo, 93 fighting weight.
Is it?
Yeah, so I didn't
think he was that big.
So, yeah, he said 92, 93 kilo fighting weight. Okay. So you're not a million miles off from each other.
I just got down 96 this morning.
Yeah?
So I could drop another.
To be fair, mate, you've been looking svelte this season. I said it to you, haven't I? Like, you're looking lean and mean this season, mate.
But if you want to do boxing, then
all right, sweet.
I'll pile a little bit back on night before.
Yeah, we'll pencil you in for this one, all right, boys. So anybody want to see a bit of a boxing fight between Troy Deeney?
You got any good mentors? Anyone you know that could give you a few tips?
one or two people I know who could teach me. They normally get all the best at the Mayweathers and that, but I'll just go and I'll get like AJ, Tony Bellew.
Hold on. I think you just dropped something down there.
Name.
Oh no, pick your picture and
I think something was actually dropped though, wasn't it?
Yeah, no, it's just a couple of names. There you go. Yeah.
Oh, brilliant. Love it, mate. Love it.
Heard that me and AJ are friends. Yeah, but no, I know Tony as well. So I would probably for a KSI or something like that, I'd probably go seek out like a Dillian White.
Yeah, nice.
Someone that's just knows how to take a few hits, but just maul you.
Yeah, I like it.
Jump all over you.
He's a fighter, isn't he?
Yeah. Proper fighting man. So yeah, I love it.
Right, okay. We put some. I put a tweet out earlier, and I said, "Right, guys."
How was the response? Do people like me?
Buzzing, mate. They love you. I'd say the majority of it is from Blues fans and Watford fans, but again, everybody absolutely loves you. And we asked. So I basically put a tweet out, guys, and I said, "Right, I've got Troy Deeney on the Fozcast later on. Get your burning questions in, and I'll see if I can pick the good ones.
Yep. Some funny ones.
We'll pick the good ones, and we'll see if Troy Deeney can answer them for you. So, boom, we picked out the best ones. Tomasi.
Right, okay. Do you mix ketchup and mustard on your hot dog?
What?
Yeah.
That wasn't one of the good ones.
Yes, it was. That was one of the...
This is the standard.
They get better, mate, honestly. They get better.
No, here's one for you then. Right, so this one made me smile.
No, you don't mix your sauces. That's what he does. It's weird.
Oh, yeah, he is weird.
Pesto and ketchup.
Will we see you in the George this season after full time?
Oh, yeah, of course you will. You saw me in there. Whenever I play at Blues, I always go to George. I got friends and family that go in the pub afterwards, so... You will see me in a boozer near you.
You got questions there, or
no, mate? You got the ones in front of you. Go on.
Okay.
You did this before, you two.
I know. That's two worst questions. Surely there are better questions than this.
No. Sarah Delafeo.
Oh yeah.
Sarr,
You've got to say Sarr. Come on.
Sarr is beautiful.
He is beautiful, isn't he?
Yeah, it is like picking like Ronaldo or Messi. Like it's what you like. Delafeu had more trickery and probably technically better, but Sarr's just so fast.
Okay. He's he could be anything, couldn't he?
Of course he could, yeah.
He could be absolutely anything.
Yeah, but it is funny when you're like, especially on the bench, you're like you see him kick it and run. Because everyone doesn't, he doesn't look fast. You know, like Adama Traore looks fast when he's running, powerful. He just glides, and it's so funny seeing people go, whoa, what was that?
Yeah, so, first game of the season, when we played Villa, Matty Target, poor lad, got pulled off at half time. Didn't he? I'm sitting on the bench, it's me, Troy, we got Danny Rose, right? Any time the ball got to Ismail, he would literally knock it up the line, and his acceleration is that fast, right? That he's ahead of him before like the bloke is literally about to get into his stride, Matty Target. And he's already there. So most of the time, he's trying to grab onto him, claw onto him, and he's rolling on the floor. And we were literally diving over seats going, oh my God, like, this is incredible. He's an absolute joke. Quickly, while we're talking about absolute legends of the game, Ronaldo, by the way, did you see his couple of goals last night?
More importantly, the goals. But he looks fantastic. And it's not the tan. He just looks amazing.
Mate, again, if you're watching on YouTube, I'm going to put it on now. Put the picture on. It is ridiculous. The guy is 36 years old, Troy.
Yeah, he's not drinking Pepsi Maxes.
Mate, I don't know what he's doing, but he's not normal. He's not human, is he?
Nah, and I think at United, he's a dream team. He's got to be in the dream team, hasn't he? And captain.
For sure, mate. Every single week, without doubt.
I'm going to have to get rid of a few.
Mate, wildcard.
You might have to get out.
Mate, it's fine.
You might have to get rid of a few more to afford Ronaldo for Ben.
12.5 mil wild card though. He's coming in. I don't care.
Yeah.
Right,
okay.
Come on. Boom.
You are known to put it about a bit on the pitch. So on the pitch.
Don't know where that was going there.
So hardest defender. So who's giving you as good as they've got?
Vincent Kompany. Physically, Vincent Kompany. The best defender is Van Dijk all round, but physical, going to have a fight. Him or Big Danny Shitu. Who is my number one? I've weighted him and put him on his...
Danny Shitu?
Yeah, put him on his backside. So
that's doing some.
That's my claim to fame.
Right.
Yeah.
I played with Danny Shitu. He's
a huge like human fridge. He's
everything.
massive.
It's just muscle on muscle everywhere. He's an absolute joke. Do you think Virgil van Dijk might be the best defender ever?
Oh. That's a statement.
I think he might be, mate.
Over Rio?
Yeah.
JT?
Yeah.
Maldini?
Yeah. I think the way the game is now.
Wow.
The way the game is now.
I think generationally he's definitely very good. I love Rio Ferdinand.
He is the man.
I do love Rio Ferdinand.
I think I did an interview earlier and they asked me for the best centre-back partnership ever. And I went for Rio over Vidic because I think as a partnership they are just the dream. Yeah. They're the dream. They are. Yeah. And that narrowly beats Van Dijk and Matip in my opinion.
Yeah. Well, you played with Vidic as well. He was like headbutt the back of your head.
Animal.
And win the ball. Yeah. They were good. I think when Rio kind of come to the end of it, was it Craig Bellamy that ran him? Against you, wasn't it?
Oh, fuck off, Troy. It was me. And it, like my arms went like all loose and it just went straight in the goal.
Yeah, I remember,
I think that was my last game for Man United as well, to be honest with you, mate. I was done after that.
Hey, you've played it for Man United. Yeah. Not many people can say that.
Are they honestly the calibre of the questions? I left that to you as well. Is that as good as they get?
Right there, that was a good one.
All right, okay. Come on.
Right, okay. Perfect strike partner. You can choose anyone, any generation.
Ooh, good.
To suit you and your skill set. Perfect partner.
R9.
Oh, powerful.
Runs in behind.
Yeah.
Very quick. Just take all the hits for him and just give him the ball. Yeah. That's all you have to do.
Go on, put it in the back of the net.
Yeah.
Favourite manager you've ever worked under?
Zola. Gianfranco Zola.
Yeah, nice.
Really nice human being. Technically helped me a lot, but just a great human. We got a train to, I think, Sunderland, or maybe Middlesbrough. It was definitely up that way anyway. And we get the two carriages and there was like a lady, she had like a kid in this arm, like 3 or 4 bags in the other, and she couldn't get a seat because the train was rammed. And he just opened the door and he was like, you can have my seat. And like for everyone else, that's just a normal thing. But in football, we're all like, pretend you didn't see it kind of thing. And he was just like, no, you can have my seat. And he just stood for like 4 hours.
Brilliant.
And he was like, that was just him in a nutshell.
Lovely that.
Yeah, love
nice.
that. Okay, we'll go one more because we want to just touch on the media afterwards.
I've got nothing but time. You do what you want.
Timeline on buying blues.
On what?
Buying blues.
What do you mean?
So what happened, right? And JK, I love you, mate, but you're a sausage. In this situation, me and him were speaking personally, like away from cameras and everything. And he said to me about a year ago, will you come to Blues? And, you know, like I like my business stuff. And I was like, where I'm at the minute, mate, I'd be more interested in trying to buy it than come in. That was like where I was at.
Yeah.
We do the sit down on Monday and he's like, well, you spoke about buying Blues before, so when are you going to do it? And I was like...
A few people mentioned that actually on Twitter.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. But like, funny enough, that's come out, and I won't say that the two people's name, but there's two pros that were from Birmingham that were like, I'd be interested in getting involved if you was going to front
getting a consortium.
Yeah, because I'm more on like the Niall Quinn version. I'll be the face of it, and mate, I'm doing all right, but I'm not doing that well. Do you know what I mean? I can't buy a football club.
I think Blues are a bit of a sleeping giant, to be honest with you, mate. I think Blues have, like, if they can get somebody to do it properly, they could be an absolute monster. They really,
as they're my employees, I would say they're doing everything proper at the moment.
Exactly.
I would say that doing everything wrong. But I would certainly look to do that 3, 4, 5 years from now. If I could generate enough capital, I think with the name, knowing the community, as you said, it's a sleeping giant. But if you get the right people with the right pieces in there, you can do endless things there. So yeah, just something that got brought up in a personal conversation that got transferred into this, and now it's not stopped. Everyone thinks I've come here to do like 3 years and then buy it in the fourth. Yeah.
You heard it first, guys. Troy Deeney is buying Birmingham City.
We've had Bex with Miami, and Troy's going to be Birmingham.
That's got nothing. All right, after football, so say 2-3 years time, whatever it might be, what do you see Troy Deeney doing?
Everyone says media, and I enjoy it, but I'm not at the stage where you at, where you like you're having fun with it. Yeah. I'd kind of like to talk about football, or you know, I've got other things with like socially, obviously with the racism stuff and all the things with like education. I'm more down that route. It's not really glamorous, is it? If I did a YouTube channel talking about like the school curriculum, how it needs to change, everyone's going to go bore off, mate.
Should do really, but it doesn't.
Yeah, but I don't know, mate. I'm doing all right off the pitch. So
do you know what I think? I said to you earlier. I said I think I could see Troy in a bit of a sort of chief exec role. I could definitely see you at a football club doing a kind of, you still know players, you still know people, you got a lot of contacts, and you'll be able to bring a lot of big names and a lot of players into a football club that chooses to put you in that position. Yeah,
and I think my biggest thing is trust. I don't think anyone says they don't trust me. I don't think that's something.
Yeah, you've got a good name in the game. Yeah, like really good name.
If people phone me and say, "Oh, what's Fozzy like?" I'd tell them the truth. If he wasn't a good guy, I'd be like, "Stay away from him, mate." Or, you know, and also, I've told that you saw it this year when lads would get phone calls, like QPR phoned me about Dre, for example. They might not have phoned him. I just see him in the change room, mate. Just spoke to QPR. Told him you were great. I don't know whether you want to follow up on that. Yeah. So I'm not an agent. It's like, just do whatever you want to do. Yeah. And a lot of people respect my opinion. So maybe something like that. But I don't know, mate. I enjoy it. I'm too much of a free spirit. I just enjoy.
It's a good place to be, mate. It is. Yeah. It's a good place to be.
It's interesting though with the media. You touch on it with was it JK? Did you say?
Yeah.
Before, and I think you two actually, both of you are kind of two of the footballers that will, if you get asked the question, you won't give the kind of stock answer. Yeah. Because, you know, famously, I think you were 30 when someone said about you being old, and you've called him a cheeky bastard.
Oh, yeah. Well,
end of the Prem season a couple of years ago, wasn't it? I remember that. Yeah, I remember that.
But like, Tubes, funnily enough, it was Tubes that mentioned on his channel a while ago, I don't know whether it was with Declan Rice or even yourself, but he said, if you keep asking them shit questions, they will give you shit answers.
Yeah, and I think also as well, when you look at it, I don't think... There's not many good reporters anymore. There's a lot of people that have kind of stumbled into it, so that they don't know the emotion of it. So you've just lost.
Yeah.
Everyone's relegated, and you want to go, well, how do you feel now with your age? Honestly, fuck off, mate. I want to slap you. That's what I want to do. Yeah. But I'm trying to put my professional hat on. Or like, if Ben's got to go out and he's let one in and they've lost 1-0, talk us through that goal, mate. The last thing he wants to do is that. True. So, you know,
because you're a goalkeeping coach, mate.
Gauge the room, basically.
And they're all trying to, and I feel like, and it's more your space, but everyone's trying to get clicks and likes and say something controversial instead of standing on something. So when I did TalkSport, for example, I didn't hammer him. I kind of said, they were talking about Man United's defence. This is 18 months ago when they were going through that patch. And I just said it should be about the leadership more than the defenders. It shouldn't be Harry Maguire. It should be everyone. Because I think Pogba was getting a bit of stick.
Yeah.
I still stand on what I said. And I've had conversations with Harry afterwards. And once he understood what I said, it was like, oh, yeah, fair enough. But when people hear like Man United, you get a million people. Why are you talking about them? You can't do that. But me, who's played against them and in the game, and Fozzy, who's played for them, we have more insight than the journalist who gets fed nonsense by the agents.
Second-hand news, basically. He's just taking it from somebody else.
But they'll take it because he has journalist above his name as fact. Whereas we know what it's like. Players talk. Football is a very small community, isn't it?
True that. Yeah.
Something happens in a club, you'll hear about it, whether it be a day later or a week later. And it's just one of those things, really.
That's why it's nice to hear proper insight from players and stuff, because obviously you do your bit with Talk Sport. You still do The Sun with the
The Sun's still carrying on. The Talk Sport has died down. That was the Monday mornings at 3:45 were killing me. Wow. But Talk Sport's died down. The Sun, I've got 3 years with them. They've just extended. So, just having a bit of fun. I've got the podcast that I do, not to this level, I must admit. It has shown me up.
Mate, you can come and use this room whenever you want, and I will happily come and be a guest on your podcast, all right?
Because you've got some... So Deeney Talks, Spotify, everywhere else.
Yeah.
You've had some belting guests, haven't you?
Yeah, but that was just boredom again. But again, through the respect of me going, Elton John, can I have a chat? Of course, can, Troy.
Yeah, that's nice.
AJ, can we have a chat?
That's crazy though, isn't it? Like Elton John.
Yeah.
Have you got the old phone number in your phone?
I've got the phone number and the email, but it's more...
You ain't got a bigger name in your phone book, surely? A lot of people...
Piers Morgan?
Nah, Elton John. Sorry, Piers, mate. Elton John's
I've got a few names like that, but I don't ever ask anyone for anything. Yeah. So I think when they realise I'm asking, it's like, oh, he must be wanting to do this.
Troy, honestly, mate, I told you it was going to be wicked.
Yeah, that's an hour and...
Wicked, isn't it? Mate, that was thoroughly enjoyable. And keep being Troy Deeney exactly the same you are. I know you will do anyway. And I'm really excited to see how you do this season at Blues, because I know you'll smash it, mate. It's going to be...
Question that everyone wants to know, when are you coming back?
Where to?
To Blues, mate.
Well, my contract's up in the summer. Everybody knows this, all right? And once we get to that point... we'll make a decision and go from there. Honestly, though, I love it.
If you go to #United, I'll be fuming.
No, I think I'll do it.
Not yet.
I'm good to go for another year or two, I think. But I love it. Like I do. I buzz off the fact that I can make another decision at the end of the season. I think
you've earned it, mate. You've earned it.
This is what I was going to say. You've both earned. You've come to the stage in your career where you've still got so much to give, but you've got options, and that's it. It's a nice place to be.
Exactly, mate. Exactly. So no, thanks for coming on today, mate. Really appreciate that. One thing we always do when we sign off is Tomasi, do it. That one.
Up the Fozcast.
Up the Fozcast.
Up the Fozcast.
Love that. With conviction.
Troy Deeney, wicked, mate. Thank you.
Troy, wicked, mate.